Good morning, everybody. Today we're reading Psalm number 78. Let's go to work. An Asaph Psalm. Listen, dear friends, to God's truth. Bend your ears to what I tell you. I'm chewing on a morsel of a proverb. I'll let you in on the sweet old truths. Stories were heard from our fathers. Counsel we learned at our mother's knee. We're not keeping this to ourselves. We're passing it along to the next generation. God's fame and fortune, a marvelous thing he has done. He planted a witness in Jacob, set his word firmly in Israel, then commanded our parents to teach it to their children. So the next generation would know, and all the generations to come, know the truth and tell the stories so their children can trust in God. Never forget the works of God, but keep his commands to the letter. Heaven forbid they should be like their parents, bold-headed and bad. A fickle and faithless bunch who never stayed true to God. The Ephraimites, armed to the teeth, ran off when the battle began. They were cowards to God's covenant, refused to walk by his word. They forgot what he has done, marvels he had done right before their eyes. He performed miracles in plain sight of their parents in Egypt, out of the fields of Zoan. He split the sea and they walked right through it. He piled the waters to the right and the left. He led them by day with a cloud, led them all the night long with a fiery torch. He split rocks in the wilderness, gave them all they could drink from underground springs. He made creeks flow out of sheer rock, the water pour out like a river. All they did was sin even more, rebels in the desert against the high God. They tried to get their own way with God, clamored for favors, for special attention. They whined like spoiled children. Why can't God give us a decent meal in the desert? Sure, they struck the rock and the water flowed. Creeks cascaded from the rock. But how about some fresh baked bread? How about a nice cut of meat? When God heard that, he was furious. His anger flared against Jacob. He lost his temper with Israel. It was clear they didn't believe God, had no intention of trusting in his help. But God helped them anyway, commanded the clouds and gave orders that opened the gates of heaven. He rained down showers of manna to eat. He gave them the bread of heaven. They ate the bread of a mighty angels. He sent them all the food they could eat. He let east winds break loose from the skies, gave a strong push to south wind. This time it was birds that rained down. Succulent birds, an abundance of birds. He aimed them right for the center of their camp. All around their tents there were birds. They ate and had their fill. He handed them everything they craved on a platter. But their greed knew no bounds. They stuffed their mouths with more and more. Finally, God was fed up. His anger erupted. He cut down their brightest and best. He laid low Israel's finest young men. And can you believe it? They kept right on sinning. All those wonders, and they still wouldn't believe. So their lives wasted away to nothing. Nothing to show for their lives but a ghost town. When he cut them down, they came running for help. They turned and pled for mercy. They gave witness that God was their rock, that high God was their redeemer. But they didn't mean a word of it. They lied through their teeth the whole time. They could not have cared less about him, wanted nothing to do with his covenant. And God, compassionate, forgave the sin, didn't destroy. Over and over he reigned in his anger, restrained his considerate considerable wrath. He knew what they were made of. He knew there wasn't much of them. How often in the desert had they spurned him, tried his patience in those wilderness years? Time and again, they pushed him to the limit, provoked Israel's holy God. How quickly they forgot what he'd done, forgot their day of rescue from the enemy. When he did miracles in Egypt, wonders on the plain of Zoan, he turned the river and its stream to blood, not a drop of water fit to drink. He set flies, which ate them alive, and frogs, which drove them crazy. He turned their harvest over to caterpillars, everything they had worked for to the locusts. He flattened their grapevines with hail. A killing frost ruined their orchards. He pounded their cattle with hail, let thunderbolts loose on their herds. His anger flared, a wild firestorm of havoc. An advance guard of disease carried angels to clear the ground, preparing the way before him. He didn't spare those people. He let the plague rage through their lives. He killed all the Egyptians' firstborn, lusty infants, offsprings of Ham's virility. Then he led his people out like sheep, took his flock safely through the wilderness. He took good care of them. They had nothing to fear. The sea took care of their enemies for good. He brought them into the Holy Land. This mountain he claimed for his own. He scattered everyone who got in their way. He staked out the inheritance for them. The tribes of Israel had all had their own places. But they kept on giving him a hard time, rebelled against God, the high God, refused to do anything he told them. They were worse, if that's possible, than their parents. Traitors, crooked as a corkscrew. Their pagan orgies provoked God's anger. Their obscene idolatries broke their heart. When God heard their carrying on, he was furious. He posted a huge no over Israel. He walked off and left Shiloh empty, abandoned the shrine where he had most met with Israel. He let his pride and joy go to the dogs, turned his back on the pride of his life. He turned them loose on fields of battle. Angry, he let them fend for themselves. Their young men went to war and never came back. Their young women waited in vain. Their priests were massacred, and their widows never shed a tear. Suddenly, the Lord was up on his feet like someone roused from deep sleep, shouting like a drunken warrior. He hit his enemies hard, sent them running, yelping, not daring to look back. He disqualified Joseph as leader, told Ephraim's he didn't have what it takes. He chose the tribe of Judah instead, Mount Zion, which he loved so much. He built the sanctuary there, resplendent, solid, and lasting as the earth itself. Then he chose David, his servant, handpicked him from his work in the sheep pens. One day he was caring for his ewes and their lambs. The next day, God had him shepherding Jacob, his people Israel, his prized possession. His good heart made him a good shepherd. He guided the people wisely and well. Amen. I remember the day when I was younger. I was raised a Catholic. My grandmother went to church every day. My father was an atheist, and I never went to church that much. And I seen the miracles of God when I was younger, but I didn't care. I didn't listen. I went my own way, just like it says in Psalm number 78. You learn your lessons throughout the times and years of growing up and the hardship that you go through. And we all go through it. Pay attention to God. Follow his ways. Keep praying. You'll find a path. He will show you. And once you're on it, don't leave it. It's lit and so bright in front of you. Have a great day. And God bless. So let's talk about last night's hockey. Boy, did Florida make a major mistake last night. They were up 3-0 in the series. They could have ended it. Could have sent Carolina home, but they didn't show up. Florida didn't play like they've been playing the first 3 games or since the playoffs started. They took the night off. Their big boys were -2, -3, or 3-0 shutout. And it's sad that they just didn't want to play this game. They could make a major mistake. Carolina has a taste now that they can win. They go back to Carolina now, down 3-1. They go back to Carolina and win the next game. It's 3-2, going back to Florida, make it 3-3. Oh boy, they're going to game 7. Florida, you made a major mistake last night. Get your head together, regroup, and start over. Look at it as a nothing series. It's the first game of the playoffs. Go out there and end it. Don't let Carolina get even a bigger taste of victory. Slow them down and stop it now. Let the bleeding stop. Tonight's games, Dallas against Edmonton. It is game 4 in Edmonton. Edmonton's up 2-1. Dallas, if you're going to do anything, you better do it now. Do not want to give Edmonton a 3-1 lead going back to Dallas. Show up tonight. Big boys, show up. You didn't show up last game. Edmonton took care of business like their superstars did. Now, Dallas, it's your time as your superstars. Take care of business. Protect your goaltender. Play solid defense. Slow down Edmonton's big boys and win the game with yours. Show them what you're all about. Hey, maybe you can put on the foil tonight. That would make the difference. Pound Edmonton. Beat them every time they have the puck. Hit them. Every time they have the puck, hit them. Every time they have the puck, hit them. They'll slow them down. They'll get tired of carrying the puck. They'll start looking over their shoulder. You have to do something, Dallas. They dominated last game. You can't. You got one of the best goaltenders in the league. Protect him. And show what this league is all about. Show what Dallas is all about. Show that you want to be the Stanley Cup champs. Tonight's the night. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.